Sherman Hemsley was an American actor who brought laughter to audiences for decades and had a net worth of $300,000 at the time of his death in 2012. He starred in iconic sitcoms like All in the Family, George Jefferson, The Jeffersons, also George Jefferson, Amen, Deacon Ernest Fry, and Dinosaurs, B.P. Richfield. Hemsley's talent was recognized with Golden Globe and Emmy Award nominations for his work on The Jeffersons. Here's where it gets legendary. In 1973, he bursts onto the scene as George Jefferson on All in the Family. Picture this: a booming voice, a proud family man, moving into a white neighborhood ruled by Archie Bunker, a grumpy old guy with some not-so-great views. Sparks flew, but in a hilarious way. George, who owned dry cleaners, was like the opposite side of the coin from Bunker. They argued, they joked, and it was pure comedy gold. Hemsley's Jefferson was so popular, he got his spin-off show, The Jeffersons. This time, George's dry cleaning success meant a fancy new apartment building, a far cry from his old neighborhood. Career. Before hitting the bright lights of Broadway, Sherman Hemsley honed his craft in Philadelphia. He started by performing with local groups, building a foundation for his future success. But his ambition wouldn't be contained by his hometown. He set his sights on New York City, a place where dreams could take flight. There, he had the privilege of studying under the renowned Lloyd Richards at the Negro Ensemble Company. This prestigious training ground provided him with the skills and discipline to truly shine. But Hemsley wasn't one to rest on his laurels. He soon joined Vinette Carroll's Urban Arts Company, diving headfirst into a whirlwind of productions. Imagine the energy of But Never Jam Today, the suspense of The Lottery, or the poignant drama of Old Judge Mose is Dead. Hemsley tackled these diverse roles, each one adding a new layer to his artistic tapestry. He lent his talents to Moon on a Rainbow Shawl, The Lively Step Lively Boys, the comedic Croesus, and the mystical The Witch. This period of growth culminated in a landmark moment for Hemsley's career. He landed his Broadway debut in the musical Purlie. This wasn't just any show. It was a springboard that launched him onto the national stage. And the success didn't stop there. He toured with Purlie for a year, captivating audiences across the country. But Hemsley's passion for theater extended beyond a single production. In the summer of 1972, he joined the ensemble for Vinette Carroll's musical, Don't Bother Me, I Can't Cope, in Toronto. This wasn't just a pit stop. A month later, he found himself back on the stage, this time with the American Conservatory Theater's production at the Geary Theater. Here, he took center stage, delivering powerful solo performances of Lookin' Over From Your Side in the first act and Sermon in the second. Hemsley's early career wasn't just about building a resume. It was a journey of artistic exploration and relentless dedication. Each performance, each company, and each city shaped him into the performer who would soon capture the hearts of television audiences worldwide. Sherman Hemsley was setting the stage on fire with his role in the Broadway hit Purlie. Little did he know, his talents were about to be scooped up for the small screen. In 1971, the legendary Norman Lear, the mastermind behind shows like All in the Family, came calling. Lear saw a golden opportunity in Hemsley and offered him the recurring role of George Jefferson in his groundbreaking sitcom. Hemsley, however, was deeply invested in his theater work. He wasn't about to give up a thriving stage career on a whim. Recognizing Hemsley's dedication and talent, Lear made a remarkable offer. He assured Hemsley the role would be held for him, even going so far as to cast another actor, Mel Stewart, as George's brother in the interim. This kind of commitment was unheard of, a testament to the impact Hemsley was already making. 2 years later, Hemsley finally leaped television. He joined the cast of All in the Family, initially appearing alongside Isabel Sanford as the recurring characters of George and Wheezy Jefferson. Their comedic chemistry was undeniable, providing a fresh perspective to the show's already diverse cast. But Lear, with his keen eye for potential, saw something more. He recognized the Jeffersons as a goldmine waiting to be tapped. In 1975, Lear's vision materialized with the birth of The Jeffersons. This spin-off became a juggernaut in its own right, running for a staggering 11 seasons until 1985. It wasn't just another sitcom. It was a cultural phenomenon, forever changing the landscape of television with its portrayal of a successful black couple navigating life's triumphs and tribulations. Hemsley's dedication to his craft, coupled with Lear's foresight, had not only launched a television icon but also paved the way for greater representation on screen. Even after The Jeffersons ended its historic run, Sherman Hemsley's career continued to radiate. While some roles echoed the bluster of George Jefferson, Hemsley brought his signature charm to a diverse range of projects. First, there was a delightful reunion. Hemsley teamed back up with his Jeffersons co-stars for a limited Broadway run. The audience roared with nostalgia as they witnessed the iconic characters come alive once more on the stage. Next, Hemsley took a turn towards the spiritual side. He donned the robes of Deacon Ernest Fry in the sitcom Amen. This role showcased Hemsley's comedic timing within a church setting, offering a new twist on his comedic talents. For 5 seasons, audiences chuckled along with the antics of Deacon Fry. But Hemsley wasn't afraid to venture beyond live action. He stepped into the world of animation, lending his voice to the character of Bradley P. Richfield in the puppet sitcom Dinosaurs. Here, Hemsley brought a touch of bossman gruffness to the role, perfectly complementing the show's prehistoric humor. Dinosaurs ran for 4 successful seasons. Hemsley's television presence continued to flourish. He graced the sitcom's Sister with 4 appearances, playing a lovable grandfather to the show's stars Tia and Tamara Mowry. He even took the reins as the lead in Good Behavior, a comedy series that, although short-lived, showcased Hemsley's comedic versatility. Throughout this period, Hemsley proved himself to be more than just the iconic George Jefferson. He was a comedic chameleon, adapting to various roles and captivating audiences with his undeniable charisma. As Sherman Hemsley shifted gears in his career, he took a well-deserved break from the relentless pace of Hollywood. Yet, the allure of performing and the undeniable magic between him and his longtime co-star, Isabel Sanford, never truly faded. Throughout the mid-90s and early 2000s, Hemsley and Sanford treated fans to delightful cameos. They reunited on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, their presence sparking a wave of nostalgia. They even took their talents to the world of commercials, bringing their signature comedic chemistry to advertisements for brands like The Gap, Old Navy, and Denny's. It wasn't just television. Dry cleaning conventions got a dose of hilarity when the iconic duo graced them with their presence. The stage lights continued to beckon. Hemsley and Sanford joined forces once more for a touring production of The Real Live Jeffersons. This show allowed them to revisit their beloved characters and reignite the spark they shared on screen for a whole new generation of fans. They even made a memorable film cameo together in Sprung, proving their comedic timing remained as sharp as ever. Sadly, Isabel Sanford's health began to decline in the early 2000s, limiting their opportunities to collaborate. However, their bond remained strong. Hemsley continued to showcase his talents in various ways. He tackled the challenge of a celebrity game show on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, winning a significant sum for his chosen charity. He even lent his voice to the popular animated series Family Guy, proving his comedic range extended to the world of animation. In 2009, Hemsley appeared in American Pie Presents, The Book of Love, showcasing his versatility as an actor. A fitting culmination of his career came in 2011. He reprised his iconic role as George Jefferson for one final time alongside Marla Gibbs as Florence Johnston on Tyler Perry's House of Pain. This reunion served as a poignant reminder of the cultural impact Hemsley had created. The following year, his dedication to the craft was acknowledged with his induction into the Television Academy Hall of Fame. Hemsley's career wasn't merely about playing a role. It was about forging connections, bringing joy to audiences, and leaving an indelible mark on television history. Did you know Sherman Hemsley was a musician too? Way back in 1989, before karaoke nights were even a thing, Hemsley surprised everyone by dropping a single. It was called Ain't That a Kick in the Head, and it showed off his skills as a jazz keyboardist. But Hemsley wasn't a one-hit wonder. In 1992, he released a whole album of rhythm and blues music called Dance. Imagine Hemsley, the iconic TV star, grooving on Soul Train with some funky backup dancers. That's exactly what happened around the time dance came out. He even performed a song called Eyes in the Dark. But Hemsley's musical taste went beyond R&B. Believe it or not, he was a huge fan of progressive rock in the 70s. Bands like Yes, Gentle Giant, Gong, and Nectar were on his playlist. Can you picture George Jefferson rocking out to some prog rock? It's a fun twist, right? Scandalous drama or Sherman? Sherman Hemsley passed away in 2012. But even after he was gone, there was drama. Turns out, the actor had some financial troubles before he died, and two guys, William Little and David Pullman, bought the rights to his future earnings from reruns and such. Seemed like a good deal at the time, but then things got messy. Little and Pullman agreed to split the money 50-50, but Little almost immediately changed his mind. He sued Pullman, claiming the deal was bad and they should just forget about it. Pullman wasn't having that. They went back and forth to court for years, with the actors' union stuck in the middle, holding on to the money until they figured out who deserved it. Things got even weirder in 2007. They almost reached a settlement where Little would get his money back and walk away, but then Pullman pulled out at the last minute. Since then, it's been a constant battle over who gets Sherman Hemsley's residuals, a fight that continues to this day. Hold on, it gets crazier. Little sued Pullman again in 2008, claiming he broke the deal and lied. Pullman says, "Hey, remember that agreement saying we settle things out of court? Let's do that." But Little argues, "Nope, we made a new deal, and that one doesn't mention arbitration." A judge sides with Little, and a court agrees this new deal cancels out the arbitration clause in the old one. Seems like it's over, right? Wrong. 6 weeks later, Pullman throws another curveball. He claimed the whole new deal was a mistake and tried to take it back. He said he'll even give Little his money back. But instead of just handing it over, he made it difficult, like a treasure hunt for cash. On top of that, Pullman accused Little of tax fraud, just to add some spice to the lawsuit stew. So, this legal battle over Sherman Hemsley's residuals just kept dragging on. Buckle up, because this gets wilder. Remember Pullman trying to get out of the new deal? Well, he went back to his original tactic, arbitration. He argued that since he undid the new deal, the old agreement with the arbitration clause would be back on. He even claimed he sent Little that $42,500, but Little wasn't having it. This whole mess ended up back in court, and guess what? The judge sided with Little again. Just saying you'll give the money back isn't enough. Pullman had to hand it over, no strings attached. Since he didn't do that, the judge said his attempt to ditch the new deal wasn't valid. So, for now, arbitration is off the table. Death. Sadly, Sherman Hemsley passed away in 2012 at his El Paso, Texas home. He was 74 years old. The official cause of death was a condition called superior vena cava syndrome. This sounds complicated, but it means cancer in his lungs had grown so much it was causing problems in his chest. Medical experts had recommended chemo and radiation to fight the cancer, but it seems treatment may not have happened in time. Here's a more engaging way to listen to the text. Listen up for a story about friendship, loyalty, and a little bit of mystery. In 2012, a woman named Flora Isela Inchinton stepped into the spotlight. She was the sole heir to the estate of the famous actor Sherman Hemsley. But there was a twist. Flora claimed she and Sherman were close friends and business partners for over 2 decades. They were so close that she even lived with Sherman and his buddy Kenny Johnston. But here's the thing. Flora says Sherman never mentioned any family. This revelation sparked some drama. People came out of the woodwork, all interested in a piece of Sherman's money. But Flora wasn't having it. She told reporters she met Sherman when he was down on his luck, not when he was a big star. They built a bond during tough times, and that's what mattered to her. A man named Richard Thornton claimed to be Sherman Hemsley's brother. Thornton said he was the rightful heir to Sherman's estate, not Flora Inchinton, the person Sherman named in his will. This disagreement caused a huge delay. For months, Sherman's body remained at the San Jose Funeral Home in El Paso. Finally, on November 9, 2012, a judge ruled in favor of Inchinton. Sherman could finally be laid to rest. He received a military funeral at Fort Bliss National Cemetery in El Paso, his hometown. Thank you for watching. For more content like this, subscribe and click on the bell notification.